In today's science fiction story, we will see how a mother vampire fights terrorists to save her son who hijacked the plane. But due to one mistake, the entire healthy passenger also converts into vampire and becomes thirsty for each other's blood. At the beginning of this story, we see a hijacked plane which is controlled by an injured person, in which there is no pilot. There are some army people who are waiting for the plane to land. After the plane lands, a child comes out of it. The child was very scared, and he also had his teddy bear in his hand. The army interrogates that child a lot, but that child does not tell anything out of fear, as if that child is quite shocked and sad. Now we go to the scene of the past, which is about this child. The name of this child is Elias. His mother is suffering from a serious disease, leukemia. These people plan to go to New York because Elias's mother was to be treated in New York. Now Elias arrives at the airport with all his luggage in advance because he can get the luggage checked quickly, while his mother reaches the airport with her medicines after some time. Till then, all the luggage checking is also completed. There is a man named Farid who helps Elias because Elias is a good and smart child. Due to this, there is also a friendship between these two. Farid is also going to New York like them. After some time, the plane takes off. Elias's mother looks very sad, because she starts remembering some memories of her past when she was very happy with her husband, and all three were living a very good life. But one night he was going somewhere in his car, when suddenly the car of these people breaks down in the middle of a forest. So due to this, Naja's husband goes around asking for help. But even after a long time, he does not come back, remembering which Naja becomes very sad. But in the meantime, a very bad time starts in that plane because some group of terrorists hijack the plane, in which the co-pilot of that aircraft is also involved. But he also used to get very angry, and people used to call him Psycho, and the other three people also now seeing all these terrible incidents. Instead of being afraid, Elias starts looking at a map. After seeing the map, Elias knows that there is a place inside this plane where we can hide very easily, but his mother Naja to keep him quiet. But despite this, Elias does not listen to his mother, Naja, and starts running away from there, seeing that Naja starts going after Elias, due to which the hijackers feel that both of them are trying to escape from here, which in a way, their guess was also correct. In the meantime, the psycho hijacker fires very ruthlessly on Elias's mother Naja without any thought, due to which Naja is very seriously injured, after which Elias puts his mother in this condition. Seeing starts crying a lot. But hijackers tells Elias that all this happened because of you, because if you do not run like this, then your mother would not even follow you, and if you still love your life, then do what we are telling you. After which, Elias gets very scared. When the husband does not come back even after a long time, Naja is very upset, due to which she goes to find her husband. After a long time, Naja reaches in front of a house looking for them, where she sees the footprints of her husband. Then she goes a little further. Then there she has a lot of blood spilled by her husband. And going down, a vampire sees them from behind and starts moving towards them, seeing which Naja gets very scared and closes the door, and as soon as she turns back, seeing which sensation spreads in her mind because the dead body of her husband was lying in front of her, in a very mutilated state, which was killed by the vampire itself. Then there was a place from the vampire inside. Naja starts trying to come, seeing that Naja gets very upset that how to stop this vampire. Then in the meantime, fortunately the sun rises and the vampire gets burnt in the sunlight. But the vampire has already bitten on Naja's hand before sunrise, due to which Naja also converts into vampire due to vampire infection, and Naja did not have any leukemia disease. But she herself was a vampire, and due to this, Naja Elias was first sent to the airport so that the day would end early, and when it was night, he could get out, and whenever he arrived, there was night too. Now, Elias' mother, who was Lee vampire. So she is alive despite bullets in the plane. But the injured also goes to the lower section of the Naja aircraft, where some goods and pets are kept. Along with this, there are 2 dogs there. Here Naja needed blood to drink so that she could heal herself and take energy, due to which she kills these dogs and drinks their blood. Then a hijacker comes there with her bad luck. Naja also kills him with great ferocity and drinks his blood. After that, Naja comes to the passenger section and comes to the pilot's place with Elias so that she can request the pilot to turn the direction of the plane backwards from where they came. But she sees that the pilot is already dead, and the plane is also running on autopilot. And in the whole plane, these hijackers have only this plan, to explode this plane with explosives, and they themselves jump down with parachutes. But as soon as these hijackers were about to jump from this plane, then Naja comes there and tells all the other passengers that the pilot of this plane is dead. "But is there any of you who knows how to fly the plane?" Then a boy says yes and takes control of that aircraft in his hand. She is also alive, and she is not a human, but a vampire. At that very moment, hijackers start coming to Naja, but Naja does not come out of the pilot section, after which hijackers point a gun at a small girl to bring Naja out, seeing which Naja comes out so that nothing can happen to that child. Then Naja bites a bald hijacker badly, because of which she also starts turning into a vampire. But Naja kills him before turning into a vampire. After that, Naja starts remembering her past once again, and in her past she remembers how the life of both of them became difficult when her husband died. Naja, who was a vampire, always went out at night to bring his necessities. At that time, Elias was a small child, due to which he increased the difficulty of his mother even more. Now currently inside this plane, the terrorists plan to kill Naja, which Elias hears, due to which he comes to save his mother. Naja, in the meantime, the boy who is driving the plane will go and close the door. In the meantime, that psycho hijacker comes to Naja there, and by doing anything, he controls Naja's body, and blood comes out of his body so that there is a lack of blood in Naja's body, and she dies in agony. Elias points a gun at the man, but due to his young age, he was unable to operate it. Then there is a force for the gun between that hijacker and Elias, due to which the bullet hits the window of the aircraft, due to which the air pressure worsens and the oxygen level decreases significantly, and if these people do not bring the plane to a low altitude, then oxygen. All of them will be killed due to lack of oxygen. Due to oxygen, the boy who was running that plane dies. So due to this, that psycho hijacker comes in his place and brings that plane to a low height. After a long time, he sits in the car, kept in the psycho hijacker plane, which Naja tries to take out. Then in the meantime, the psycho hijacker inside. Naja's blood injects, due to which he also starts converting into vampire. Seeing all this, Naja puts petrol in that car and sets it on fire so that he can burn and die, because vampire can only die from fire and sunlight. But in the meantime, that psycho hijacker gets burnt a lot in the fire, but he is saved by the rest of his hijacker companions. Later, Elias's mother Naja comes in the passenger section, seeing which everyone starts panicking because they felt that this vampire would harm us. Here he bites two of the hijackers who are psycho vampire. Then Naja locks those people there. Now all the passengers here were very scared, due to which all these people plan to kill Naja. Then the man whose name is Farid tells them that you are not upset and he wants to help Naja, but these people. One of the passengers runs a bullet at Naja. Then Naja gets very angry on this, due to which she bites the passenger driving the bullet. Now in the lower section, he is shouting psycho vampire to see which Naja goes there. But at that time the psycho vampire was about to come out that Farid also reaches there, but that vampire is in his hands. But bites, which later does not have a bite infection in his body, so Naja cuts his hand, and the rest of the passengers also help Naja. But due to the mistake of an infected person, the psycho vampire comes out and also attacks the rest of the passengers, which Naja sees in the cameras in the pilot section and says that killing all the vampires. Only if it is necessary, the pilot tells about the explosive whose hijacker was going to be used to explode in the plane. But now Naja and the pilot plan that now he will kill the vampires with this explosive. But there was a problem here that his remote was with a man who was now dead and he was on the other side. Now Naja says that I will risk my life and bring the remote. But Elias gets depressed. He turns on the UV light and passes through a thin space to the man who had the remote. But when he is coming back, the psycho vampire attacks him, due to which the UV lighter falls from his hand and hides under a car to escape. At the same time, Naja asks the co-pilot if we can land now, to which the pilot says that the plane is on autopilot and we will land soon later. In the video, Naja tells Farid to take care of my son, and at the same time she bites the co-pilot so that she can increase her energy by drinking his blood. She runs to save her son Elias, was about to attack the psycho vampire Elias that Naja arrives, and both of them have a very dangerous fight in which she overwhelms the psycho vampire Naja. Seeing Elias blast the door, after which Naja throws out that psycho vampire, but he does not fall down, falls on the door and starts coming in again, and was about to attack Elias that Farid directs the plane towards the sunlight, due to which the vampire burns to death. He drinks his blood to save him, but his mother pushes him back and goes away from there. After that we see that the plane lands, then the same. Elias tells the doctor that all the terrorists are dead, but Farid is not a terrorist, but no one present. There believes him. The doctor gives him a sleeping injection and sends him to the ambulance, and the same Farid also tells that I am innocent, I did not do anything. Now it is dark. Colonel tells Farid to free the passenger, but Farid says that all the passengers in the plane have become vampire by dying, and Farid was about to try to explode the plane that a soldier comes there and takes him. Vampire attacks the soldier inside, seeing which Colonel shock. On the other hand, Elias jumps down from the ambulance and starts running towards the plane where he sees that his mother has lost control over himself. He is very sad and presses a button that causes the whole plane to explode and all the vampire die. Now the Colonel frees Farid because he finds out. It was that he is innocent. Now Farid runs towards Elias. Both hug each other. With this, the story ends. If you like this video, then like the video and subscribe to the channel. The happiness of you and your family always increases day by day. Thank you.